we oftentimes fly off the lid or jump to conclusions or get triggered off of stuff because somebody said or did something we ain't like and get the head action like, oh no, we didn't. Hey, it's Lance McGowan here, and today I wanted to share with you a comment that I received on my World Financial Group scam video where I debunked that myth, as well as talk about a couple clients that had hard sold me in the past and how I basically caved in because I didn't have the skills to communicate, hey, I'm not interested, and really stick to that. And really, there's some other comments that were on that video that I wanted to address as well, and basically they'll kind of come up as I'm reading this person's comment. Alright, but here we go. First they say, first of all, the title of your video is negative, very deceiving. Also, you didn't know the company well and deep enough. I will tell you why. I'm sure you will. Okay, here we go. All you say is based on what you've experienced with those who tried to push the business to you the first time. These people were also wrong in their approach by saying, if you buy from us, we'll buy from you. That alone is done incorrectly and makes WFG, or World Financial Group, have a bad reputation. We who follow the system do not do what those associates did to you. What you could have done, perhaps, is you should have been patient in knowing the company first. Okay, we'll go. Well, here's the reality. These were clients of mine in the business that I have, and they were we're sitting down in a mall, and they just gave me their spiel, and they pushed it pretty hard. And again, I didn't have the skills to be able to communicate to them and really be firm in my stance of, hey, I'm not interested in that. And I did say that, but I just wasn't firm enough, and maybe I didn't communicate in such a way that gave that vibe. But I've learned from that. Now I'm a lot more real, open, honest, respectful. And the fact that they're saying you didn't know enough about World Financial Group, well, I've gone to presentations, I learned about, the business overall, and so I was familiar with the company. But, was I an expert in the company? No, because I don't teach about the company. I have my own business. But I knew enough to know that it follows a very similar network marketing business model for the financial services realm, which is cool. I'm all for that. Anyways, they continue. WFG is in the new industry, more focused on building it through financial education, so no individual will be left behind, and any person who would invest in it would retire with dignity. The old or traditional industry is where quotas and sales are happening and practice to stay in business, like banks and investment companies. That's right. I mean, some of the things that are lacking in our current educational system are maybe more natural or holistic health education, as well as financial education from like savings, basically getting out of debt, having an emergency fund, retirement accounts, stuff like that. So yeah, there's definitely a great need for holistic or natural health education as well as practical financial education. So I'm all for them with this. But they said, you got it all wrong. Going in on me. You seem not against it, but it is obvious you are against it. Wait, what? You never attended meetings. False. I have attended meetings for World Financial Group and Transamerica. Conventions. That's true. I haven't attended that yet. And field training. I have attended that for business side and for, to become a customer or client. So you would never understand how these business works in a deeper sense. And that's the end of their first comment. And so I responded back, it's going to get real. Here we go. Thank you for the feedback and for sharing your opinions. I hear what you're saying, but as I mentioned in the video, and you kind of noted in your comment, I have nothing against WFG or their products and believe in its business model of referral-based or word-of-mouth marketing with financial services. This is why I didn't overgeneralize and say that all WFG associates are like the two that I met in person and the one guy that trolled me on YouTube, video 2 below, I include links here. I disagree with your statements about getting it all wrong and that I've never attended meetings or field trainings, since I have some videos below of my Transamerica and WFG meetings that I've attended and was able to capture on film and release to the public. And so I just gave some basically links here that you can see and that. And boom, got a Transamerica meeting, the pyramid scheme video that I debunked that myth, as well as Transamerica comment reactions. I then said, my intent is to keep it real and share my experiences in a fact-based way while adding some commentary, which I believe this video accomplished. Just because you don't like or agree with my delivery or content or got triggered with the truth, let's keep it real now. Keeping it real. They went in on me, so I'm gonna, keep it 100 with them. That doesn't make the information presented any less true. This video should serve as a lesson of how all of us can do things better online and offline with our communication, conflict resolution, marketing, and sales best practices. And that's the truth right there. We all have room for improvement. The question is, are we making room for improvement? Okay, so they responded back, you got it wrong. Again, they're focusing on wrongness, and that's typically evidence of a unreasonable person. Unreasonable person focuses on being right themselves, winning, they want to win, and they also blame or shame or try to avoid taking personal responsibility because it makes them look wrong or look bad. A reasonable person, on the other hand, focuses on seeking understanding, speaking the truth, and focusing on solutions and owning up to whatever they're responsible for. All right, anyways, we'll continue. They said, you didn't stay in the business enough to make commentaries like this. Yes, I became a business associate for basically like $100 or whatever the cost was at the time, and I wasn't interested in doing the business. That's the whole point. I was interested in potentially seeing if there was, something that I could benefit from a retirement standpoint or maybe savings or emergency fund. But again, I was more hard-sold, didn't have the skills to communicate what my needs and goals were more efficiently and be able to walk away if they weren't honoring or respecting what my wishes were. Again, I had opportunities to learn, and I've learned from those. I'm a lot more respectfully blunt to people. I can just keep it real, So they say, obviously, you did not like the business in the first place. And that's because I wasn't interested in the business in the first place. But other people are, and that's fine. Okay, here we go. Yes, you didn't generalize it, but you still criticized it. No more than they're criticizing me. So if that's not the pot calling the kettle black or a form of projection, I don't know what is. Okay, here we go. The title of your video is so deceiving. It doesn't serve a great purpose. If you want to be successful in what you do, oh, they're going to tell me now. They're going to tell me now. Okay, here we go. You're going to have to change the way you do videos on YouTube. Excuse me. Okay, let's hear it. No, let's hear it. Okay, let's give them a chance. We are in the same circle, so words go around about your reputation as an entrepreneur if you consider yourself one. Well, hold up. Now, let's just roll up the sleeves. Breathe some essential oil, some balance. Get the emotions balanced right now. Getting kind of heated up in here. It's getting hot. Alright, so I don't know what kind of language that is. It's kind of like a online YouTube comment threat, but okay. Alright, here's what I responded back in the comment section. I said, thank you for the rebuttals. I hear what you're saying, but it sounds like you are more interested in being right and winning than focusing on the truth and seeking understanding. So the best thing I can do is disagree with your claims about my financial status, entrepreneurial reputation, and staying in the business long enough. I did use some quotations because I was trying to reference what they were saying, but at the same time, I think they was going in a little bit too hard on me, and they were making a lot of assumptions that weren't true. And so that, and they were trying to say we in the same circles, so watch what you say. You know, it's just like, well, I speak the truth, and if you don't like the truth, you can change the channel. If you are okay with the truth and can be objective and look at things from both sides and get best practices as well as learn from other people's mistakes, you can call my video a mistake, or you can call what I do a mistake, but it's just speaking the truth. So if you call speaking the truth a mistake, then maybe you're not reasonable, which, remember we said, a reasonable person focuses on speaking the truth, seeking understanding, and finding solutions to things. And so a solution for them would be to try to be more reasonable, be more objective, look at both sides of things, and not make so many assumptions that just simply aren't true. And it's almost like a threatening type of language, like we in the same circles, Lance, so you better watch what you say. And it's like, watch what you say. I mean, goodness. We watching what you're saying. You're watching on video right now. And you can go to the video, which will be in the link in the description. Alright, so I then follow that up and say, not only are these statements out of scope, but these type of statements are one reason I was turned off to the hard sales and pushy approach to the business opportunity with these individuals and other network marketing companies. That's the truth right there. In the first place, since there was little focus on what I wanted to accomplish in my life and business outside of becoming an associate/distributor. Again, that's just keeping it real. The best thing you can do when you're in a business is understand the needs and goals of your potential customer or potential business person that could join your organization, and not try to put a square peg in a circle hole if it doesn't fit. It's all about fit. It's about understanding, and it's about having the type of training. Now, these individuals that I've met with have done well in World Financial Group, so they kind of had the results and financial status to kind of back up the, hey, join our business, you'll do well type of thing. But at the same time, I wasn't interested in joining their business as a business. I was interested in looking at how it could help me with my savings, my retirement accounts, as well as emergency fund, and having a game plan for that. But now, did it turn me off to World Financial Group? Absolutely not. Did it turn me off to World Financial Group's products? Absolutely not. Did it turn me off to World Financial Group Associates? Absolutely not. But here's the thing. Somebody who went through my same experience could easily call World Financial Group a scam, and it's not, okay? It's not. The FTC defines a pyramid scheme or a MLM scam as whenever you exchange headcount for money. Now, the money that I paid didn't go to those individuals, it just went to the cost of doing business and to the company to basically become an associate. I wasn't interested in doing the business because there's additional things I would need to do, like licenses and stuff like that, in order to basically start to earn income, but I wasn't, again, interested in that. I am interested in financial freedom. That's what I'm interested in, okay? And I've done videos on that as well. Anyways, I say if you watch the whole video above, which was in the video that I have in the link in the description below, you'll see that a business is not even what I was interested in with World Financial Group, since I was and am more content with my own business, and I just wanted to see if being a World Financial Group customer made sense or not. Okay, so yeah, that's what I said. Basically, the most troubling thing that I notice in your rebuttals is that you are projecting quite a bit, especially with your reiteration about me getting it all wrong. And this is where I try to educate people on how they're communicating. And you may, some people call it, psychological babble, or they may respond back with like, you're condescending. At the end of the day, my intent is to help them understand how they're communicating, which doesn't just help you in a YouTube comment section, but it helps you in your business, your relationships, your health, your life, to be more reasonable, to look at facts, to be more objective, to still have your own opinion about stuff, but to be able to respectfully agree or disagree with people and respectfully communicate what you like or don't like. And that's a skill. You don't just wake up with that. You don't just, hop up out of bed and be like, hey, I'm going to respectfully disagree with this person today and be as objectively reasonable as possible. No, we're emotional beings. We oftentimes fly off the lid or jump to conclusions or get triggered off of stuff because somebody said or did something we ain't like, and get the head action like, oh no, we didn't. You know what I mean? That's normal. That's normal. What's not normal is trying to look at the facts and be objective. That's abnormal. And be able to communicate that respectfully. Whew, it's getting deep. It's getting deep. Getting deeper though. Let's continue. I said, not only is this unreasonable, but it would be in your best interest to Google projection, cognitive bias, and confirmation bias and see how it's showing up in your own language so a more reasonable discussion can be had. Yeah, I'm kind of going in on a little bit, but again, I'm trying to help them to have better communication strategy. At the end of the day, not everyone is going to like or agree with my content or delivery inside or outside my circles. I'm going in on them too. I can, they're gonna dish it out. They'll be able to take it, And your comments affirm that. I'm just trying to keep it 100, okay? Like, here we go. We're gonna finish this. I say, I'm not here to people please. I'm here to speak the truth, seek understanding, and try to be more objective as I document my experiences with people in the real world. And that's what Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary Vee talks a lot about. Don't create, document. And document is all about just like, here's what's going on in life. I'm gonna just let y'all know about it, and that's my goal. Like, I'm not trying to. I notice I said I didn't badmouth their character or anything like that or the company. I'm just saying, here's what happened to me. How can we learn from this? And I'm not jumping to conclusions like other people you would probably watch in a YouTube video where like, I got scammed or I got this or I got that. Now I'm never gonna do anything with that. I didn't do any of that. I'm just like, I did have a less positive experience, but that doesn't mean you have to. Just develop some good communication and discernment and conflict resolution skills and be able to call people out on stuff if they're not meeting your needs or trying to understand your goals well enough. And that's it. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but if you do that, you'll be okay. And I have those skill sets now, and boom, we're good. And some people are going to like that and some people aren't. But my goal is to help other people be able to develop those skill sets too, so that they can, have better conversations and not jump to conclusions and then hold on to them tight, even if they're inaccurate, right? And so I'm open to talking to these individuals again. I'm open to talking to people from Transamerica. I'm open to talking to anybody. I'm open to talking to this person again. I'm not going to put them in a box or jump to conclusions. And no, I'm just keeping it real with them. And at the end of the day, they're going to like it or not. And at the end of the day, you're going to like it or not. And that's it. Again, I'm not here to people please. I'm just here to keep it 100. Here we go. We're going to continue. What I said in the video and description area above is no different than what I would tell those individuals face to face. And that is the absolute truth as well. Like, if they called me up or we met face to face, I would tell them same thing. Like, I really didn't appreciate you hard selling me, and I would appreciate if you understood my needs and goals better and didn't try to push it. That's it. And they say, well, I thought you have a lot of potential, and I thought this, or maybe, we've done well, I think you could do well, or, a lot of people have done well, and it's like, great, that's awesome. I'm not interested in that. So they're just like, all right, they might be like, all right, well, you're passing up on an opportunity, we could really help you. It's like, all right, well, let me be a product of the product first and a customer so that I can see if maybe the business side makes sense in the future, but not now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's having, yeah, I guess it goes to show that you can still have high sales and high rank within a company, but still come across as a little bit maybe abrasive or hard salesy or pushy. And that comes down to working with people, again, that you know, like, and trust. Are they out for your best interest, or are they for their best interest? Or are they out for your best interest, but it's really disguised as their best interest? Or are they trying to help you, but not really, like, I don't know, right? It's hard to know, especially when you tell them what you're looking for and they don't honor that. And I think that's the biggest thing to learn. And it's something that I've learned myself. I'm willing to walk away from somebody if they're not displaying what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for somebody that's open to natural solutions that are safe and effective and becoming independent with their health. And if they are, great. Let's continue to talk. Are you open to learning more? Great. Are you open to using natural products? Great. Let's talk some more. If you're not, that's it, right? Some people are like, well, I don't have any health concerns, or I don't have anything with my health I need help with, even though they really do, because we all have health concerns. We're just dealing with it in different ways. But maybe they don't have self-awareness, or they don't want to admit that truth, because, it takes some vulnerability to be able to admit some stuff. And I get that. I'm not penalizing them. I'm not trying to judge them. I'm just saying, like, I respect the level of self-awareness or honesty that they have, even though I may not agree with it. But I will quickly move on to somebody and talk to the next person if I'm not getting a good vibe, because that's what it's about. You got to be able to move on quickly if somebody's not what you're looking for. And I'm just very honest and transparent with what I'm looking for, and I would respect and honor that if they did as well. That's it. Okay, I close and follow up with, if they want to contact me to have a discussion so I can give them a constructive feedback more directly, if they are open to it, then they are more than welcome to reach out to me. So that's tying back to the fact that they said, we're in the same circles, you kind of better watch what you say, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's cool, they can reach out to me, I'll talk to them in person, shoot, what's up, And then I finally said, as I've mentioned before, but your presupposition, or basically what you believe to be right, and anything that contradicts that to be wrong, may not allow you to interpret accurately. Keeping it real, I'm going in on them, right? I'm trying to help, right? I'm trying to educate. I have nothing personal against WFG, their products, or individuals, so I had to reiterate that so they clearly know where I stand. But at the end of the day, repeating stuff, people read stuff. It's not about, again, when you try to be reasonable, you can't be reasonable with somebody that's unreasonable. That's the bottom line. And that's basically what I was doing, so that's partially my fault. But I do want to educate and leave them with something that if they are trying to be open to reason and self-improvement, self-development, and I think these things that I said could legitimately help them, because these are things that I really look at myself. I do project, I do have confirmation bias, I do have cognitive bias, I do have cognitive dissonance sometimes, I do have all these things that are psychology terms, but we all have them. It's just, are we aware about it and are we honest about it? That's the crux. All right. I finally said, I just wanted to use the title to share my story, debunk the WFG scam, and share facts from the WFG website. And that was it. So, yeah, there's other comments in that thread, and people are kind of like, well, this is a clickbait and da-da-da. Well, that my last statement says what it is. I use the title to debunk the actual thing because people are searching for that, and I want to provide the truth, as well as my own experiences, which they noted, but they were just trying to say how I didn't know anything, where I'm reading from the website, and that's the facts, and that's compliant based on what that is, and I did provide some experience of what I went through. Now, am I talking about how their financial services can help you, or their benefits or uses? Nope, because I'm not an associate, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just expressing my thoughts and experiences and helping folks that are either in the organization focus more on adding value and understanding needs and goals with a financial needs analysis, as well as conversations that facilitate the know, like, trust factor, or just to help people in general see another person's perspective so they can make a more educated decision for themselves as well. Because there's going to be a time where you come across a financial advisor, whether it be New York Life or Primerica or World Financial Group or Transamerica or other companies. There's it's going to happen eventually, right? Maybe not now, or maybe it has happened in the past, but either way, you're going to come across it, and it's important to know how to communicate with others in a way that sees if there's a fit, and if there isn't, about respecting that there isn't a fit. And maybe there's a one-way fit, and that's okay. But to have like that, like I mentioned in that video, like the ultimatum, or kind of like, if you buy from me, I'll buy from you. I mean, you don't do that at the grocery store, right? You don't say, all right, I'm going to buy this gallon of almond milk from you, and you better get my financial services, or I'm going to not buy this gallon of almond milk. No, you don't say that. You just buy the almond milk because it adds value into your life. And that's what it should be with anything, right? A business opportunity, a product. You're replacing something you're already using, or you're buying something different or new because it's going to enhance your quality of life or your financial freedom or whatever it is. So anyways, again, I am for WFG. I am for I'm for financial education and freedom. It's just there's good, better, best. There's also bad, worse, and the worst ways to do things, and I believe that it's important that we look at both sides and really try to understand needs and goals. Alright, well that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. If you don't, well, I guess I'll find out as well, on either on that comment section or this one. Hit the subscribe button to catch more video updates, and check out the links in the description below, again, to continue to get your learn on with this topic and others, and I'll see you in the next video.